Hello, and welcome to Quackalope, where today we are going to talk about OrcQuest Warpath. Today, in fact, we are playing a 4-player gameplay of OrcQuest Warpath.
We've been getting comments for the past week on a variety of videos of people saying, hey, we want to fill out the Pledge Manager, we're thinking about going all in with everything.
Yep.
Could you please do a gameplay to showcase this? And the publisher, the group that brought this back from the dead, reached
Monolith.
out and said, listen, we've heard our audience. Let's go ahead and get you up with a demo run. This is a preview.
It's a demo scenario.
That we have to show people exactly what is so cool about this game.
Yeah. It'll showcase all the different things about how when you break open rooms, all the enemies spawn into the particular area. It'll show you all the movement, all the attacks, all the different things that we're going to be able to do with our different cards. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Now, in case you all didn't pick up on it, I have been screaming at goldfish recently, and so my throat is a little exhausted. For some reason, they just won't listen to me. I'll get there one of these days, but for now, I'll probably speak a little bit less than average, which some of you are already writing comments in the comment section down below saying, oh man, thank you. Wow, Quackalope's going to shut up for a second? Yeah, for a bit. And Evan is just a little shy, so both of us are going to be the silent birds. We do have a very handsome, very charming gentleman sitting next to me, though. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Well, you are
a duck.
Yeah.
Quackalope.
Okay. Well, I had a joke.
Jesse?
I was a joke I was gonna do.
A bird.
I had a joke I was gonna do.
I'm a board gamer.
I had a joke.
I'm a man.
Yeah. Okay. There's the joke.
Got a beard. Oh, we're opposites. Is that the joke?
There it is.
You nailed it.
I'm a beard. You're a mustache.
Yep.
Love it.
I'm Scott.
So strong.
Scott from phasingplayer.com. Here to hang out at the Quackalope house. At Quackalope Studio.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Hybrid.
The pond,
Right
whatever you
now
want
it's
to call
both.
Right now it's both.
Yeah.
Play some games. Smash some. Well, I'm not gonna do smashing. You're the smasher here.
Yeah.
But I'll do some sneaking.
Absolutely.
Playing some OrcQuest.
Yeah, so...
I'm Orc Scott, you're Orc Jesse, you're Orc Evan, and you are...
OrcQuest.
There you go.
OrcQuest. That's really funny. All right, why don't we introduce our characters first, Jesse, so that you can talk the least amount possible here. Why don't you go ahead and introduce your player?
I'm playing Thalia. Basically, I fire bows and arrows into the hearts and souls of my victims. Hearts and souls being eyes and hearts. Souls being eyes, hearts being hearts.
Hearts.
I'll do that well.
Very well. Excellent.
Fire bows and arrows, huh?
I actually can use both the shaft of the arrow, the feathers of the arrow, the string of the arrow, and the wood of the arrow to inflict murder upon anyone.
You use the complete bow,
The complete arrow.
Nothing goes to waste.
I actually believe other tribes have got this thing wrong.
Oh, wow.
Yes, you can fire arrows, but where
Interesting.
is creativity in killing?
Yeah,
Where's
true.
the beauty in blood, guts, and gore?
So we're going to find out today.
It's
that's
when
for
the
sure.
victim's eyes look up at you as you're wrapping that string for the 12th time around them, and you whisper silently, I love you.
Wow, that's beautiful.
All right.
No, that's all this flavor text right here, I think.
Yeah, it's
it is.
amazing.
I read all
It's
the flavor
incredible flavor text.
I am playing, now the game is OrcQuest. Or I'm going to OrcQuest. Sorry, my joke got into
OrcQuest is actually really nice.
But I'm incidentally not playing an orc. I'm playing a goblin, goblin thief, by the way, named Mek, M-E-K. I'm a little fellow with knives, and I'm going to sneak around. I can go invisible and not get spotted by enemies, and I get to stab stuff.
Yeah. My name is Oros, and I'm an orc warrior. And the great thing about me is that I smash everything, so I can't open doors. I actually can't go around items. I just smash through them, which is pretty impressive. And I have the wonderful ability of playing with swords. So that's what orcs do best.
I'm playing Mandar. He's a hobgoblin warlock, which I think is pretty cool. Hobgoblin. It's better than a regular goblin.
Yeah, because it's
Well,
hobbled.
Unless Hob is a hobbit,
Yeah.
then it's worse.
So I have a magic staff, so I can do ranged attacks and I can push people. I also have a sort of ability that terrifies people that are close to me, which I like to think is sort of a magic aura, but Wes said is just because I'm ugly.
He's very ugly. He's so strikingly ugly that he terrifies everyone who meets him for the first time.
You see, hobgoblins are very ugly, and regular goblins are incredibly attractive.
That's highly likely. Yeah,
that's
true.
It's highly likely. All right, Scott, do you want to set us up with just a basic overrun of what kind of OrcQuest Warpath is?
Kind of a broad idea here. So
Yeah.
essentially, the idea of this game is it's trying to flip sort of the standard fantasy tropes of a bunch of humans fighting a bunch of monstrous creatures. Instead, here we're the monsters. We're like that. It's like that Twilight Zone episode where it's like at the end, it's like, oh,
Amazork.
man is the monster. You're an Amazork. I guess you're the only. You truly
I'm truly
are
the only orc. Yeah, I'm
OrcQuest.
OrcQuest. It's perfect.
So essentially, we are playing a bunch of orcs and orc-adjacent creatures, going into human settlements and trying to do, I guess, what orcs still do, and smash things and kill people.
With care.
With some amount of care, and maybe not Oris who just smashes stuff, but the rest of us are very careful.
Sorry.
And ultimately are sort of trying to appease our god Badass. And Badass will grant us his favor by giving us so-called things called Badass points that we can spend in order to enhance some of our abilities or even do extra actions.
You get those by like getting a one-shot kill on a peasant, for instance. The more cool the death is you inflict, the more
better.
the god loves you.
Essentially, that's what we're trying to do here. And we are in a less heavenly way, a more earthly way, trying to go and explore all of these areas and rid them of the humans that are in there.
Sounds like a great plan.
It sounds pretty good to me. Though I will say, as a human, I'm not super into it.
That's fair.
As an
Like, I
orc.
hear it as a good plan.
That's very
Orc.
fair.
I'm on board. Now, there are some things in this demo scenario that we're showcasing. Basically, the publisher didn't want to spoil the actual campaign that you're playing through.
Totally fair.
So, for those of you that are backing, this will give you a good sense of what's happening here, but we will be missing out on a few elements that you'll experience throughout repeat plays. Do you want to talk about those?
So one of the things that you'll be able to do is to spend your badass points. Once you get to 10 or 20 or 30, you'll have the ability to actually purchase these additional cards, which will give you extra movement points or extra actions, really interesting, unique things that you'll be able to do during your turn. And everyone would get a card when you go to purchase one, not just one person. You can also manufacture some additional items. We have these decks over there, one up at the top there. They're going to be the manufactured decks, so you're going to be creating better versions of the weapons that you currently have. So you'll go from a 1-star item to a 2-star item, and you could even then go potentially up to a 3-star item, and you'll do that by paying the cost of the items on the very bottom. Every item that you have that you pick up, you can then basically turn to the side and use this information here as the broken down pieces of the item that you can then be able to use at the end of your turn, at the end of everyone's turn, to create these new massively improved items. We probably won't be able to get to that point today in this shorter session, but it is something that is possible in the main game, which I think is very, very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and you also, something we may not see is the ability to enchant items, where you can take what is a simple dagger and maybe turn it into a dagger of burning, or maybe a quick dagger of burning, and that's going to give some added abilities to it. Again, something you'll see in a longer campaign, a multiple session sort of thing, where you can carry over, points and resources and stuff like that.
And there are also relics in the game that give you special items that you would then use for enchanting or other things that come.
Honestly, it seems like there's a bunch of stuff going on here.
Yep, very much so. All right, so how do we pick the first player? Oh, flavor text.
It is a Quackalope video.
It is a Quackalope video.
That's a chunky boy too.
We orcs always find a good excuse for battle. Even when we run out of excuses, we will fight anyway. We fight amongst ourselves or with anyone who crosses our path. This is the way it is. And it is our way of living life, glorifying our God, Badass. We tear down what others construct. We restore the balance. We silence those who speak too much. It's about balance again. And at the same time, it's just damn good fun. We take from those who keep too much for themselves. Nothing belongs to anyone. We fight with anyone indiscriminately and for orcs. This is about as tolerant and open-minded as we get. After all, the best way to open minds is to open skulls. Love it. All right, how do we pick first player?
How do we pick first player?
I think the great way to pick first player is do your special item again. Are mathing it out.
That's not quite the right answer. OrcQuest.
OrcQuest?
But
I think Badass says we just let me go first. You go first,
you know
actually.
what? Either one of those is perfectly fine because the rules as written, there is no player order.
Fantastic.
We start in the hero phase, which is us, and as a group we decide, hey, who wants to take their action first?
Yeah, it's a cooperative game.
It's a cooperative game. We're just
Totally
a bunch of cool
fair.
fellas doing cool fella stuff.
Well, then in that case, Oros goes first. Here he goes. I'm going to use an action point to move 6 spaces. So here we go. 1, 2, and that door has now combusted spontaneously as I've walked through it. And it is now a broken door.
Your shirt brushes it gently.
And it just... and now we're going to show you how to populate a room.
This is one of the things that makes this game stand out compared to some other dungeon crawlers and some other combat game systems. The way that you actually spawn and randomize where and how characters appear in location.
So you'll use your device here, your rolling cart, and you'll set up an area. This is a 4x4 area, so we've set up a 4x4 grid here. In this particular scenario, every room has 3 people in it.
Not quite.
This room has 2
only
people
has
in
2.
it. Yeah, sorry. This room has 2 people in it. So we're going to take any 2 dice. It doesn't matter which 2 dice. Just grab them and drop them into there. And this will tell us that there's one person here, and then it looks like there's another person here along the side.
Yeah, if it is unclear where the die lands, then either figure out what square it's mostly in, and if it is exactly perfectly even, I don't know, just pick one.
And then we will take these chips, these pieces, whatever tiles.
Presence markers, I believe is what those fall into. Yeah.
And then we set them out here on the board, and then we just flip them over. And whatever way they're facing is whatever way they're actually facing for real.
And in this
so it's
case,
like we have both 2 little peasants, and they're both facing right at the door.
Which is convenient because...
I was going to say, I feel bad for them. This is not where you want to stand when a door explodes and an orc is standing outside.
Yeah.
So, because you smashed the door, they're sitting there, they're looking at you, and they're ready to go.
That's correct.
However, they don't act until after we get attacked.
And because this guy was at the smashed door, doesn't something happen to him?
I think he just hangs out there.
Okay, sounds good.
If I was sneaking in there, they would ruin my sneak because he's standing right at the door.
Sounds like a plan. Do they alert because they've now seen me?
That is correct. So now they have seen... I was going to say an enemy. The enemy has seen a hero, and so they're alerted to our presence.
Fantastic.
Which means that they're going to be more proactive in their phase. If they were not alerted, they just kind of hang around.
So now I'm going to attack this very first guy here. And
explain how attacking
works. Is going to work by me rolling this gray die because my sword here shows that I have a gray die. I also have the ability to use accuracy, which means I can re-roll this die if I don't like the answer. The nice thing about the gray die is it has the ability to give red, which would be a total of 4 points damage against the person.
Now, damage is specifically based off of not only a successful attack hit, but also a color sequence. Scott, do you want to break that down?
Yeah, essentially there are 3 levels of damage and defense. There's yellow at the bottom, orange in the middle, and red at the top. If you are rolling to attack someone, and they roll a defense die, let's say you roll a yellow attack, and they roll a defense die and get a yellow, this would just block that damage. Yellow blocks yellow, no problem. Because orange is a higher level, orange will also block yellow, and of course red definitely blocks yellow, which is not on this die, but you know what the color red is, probably.
Right.
If for whatever reason you are not good with colors, there are also slightly different icons on these. You'll see the red one has more of like a burst effect on it, whereas this one has less of one. So if you can't see the color too well, can't delineate between them,
they have accommodated for it.
They have accommodated for it. And it's the same with the attack ones. They'll have a little extra icon on it.
Yep.
So if, however, it goes the other way, and if an orange is, let's say, hitting, because these health, the health of enemies is also colored. If orange is hitting yellow health, it'll actually do extra damage because it is a level higher. So if you're 1 level higher, instead of doing a single point of damage, you do 2. And if you're 2 levels higher, meaning a red attack versus yellow, you do 4. And it should note that these aren't put together and then all the damage is dealt at once. So if they have orange health and you do 3 yellow damage, you don't do like
it's not
3 minus 1.
Blocked, yeah.
It's 1 is block, 1 is block, 1 is block. That's it.
And in this particular scenario, I'm rolling this gray die, and then I need a white die for defense because the peasant does try to defend against my amazing attack.
Okay.
So this is a great example. So now I have a red attack and an orange defend. Now the red attack is not affected by the orange defend, and I'm using against the yellow health of this person. Therefore, I do 4 points of damage, so I instantly kill him. He is just completely eviscerated, evaporated into just a pink mist.
Hey, you know who likes that?
Badass. That's right, because I get an extra point for badass.
Do you want to talk about how this was done? How do you want to do this?
How do I want to do this? Well, see, as I was busting through the door, I completely smashed through the door. Pieces of the wood splintered into him, and then he looked up at me and went, "Ah!" And then as he looked up, I went, "Hi," and then just raised my sword and went right through the center of him. It's just beautiful. So he's just split right in half.
Nuts first.
Nuts first.
Wow.
Right through the center. So
Just assuming it's a guy, huh?
he's dead.
Also, to be clear on this too, had you rolled an orange, a blocked.
Nothing would have
attack
happened.
completely blocked.
Yep.
Because you got your beautiful red attack.
Oh,
No issue.
the
Fabulous.
changes that could have happened for this man. If only.
If only he'd have chosen a different location to stand. So now I'm going to draw an event card because that is the end of my 2 particular actions that I receive, and hopefully I'll get an extra action with this event card.
Sometimes it happens.
Spotted. Mech loses invisibility, but Mech's not on the table right now, so it's okay. But I also did kill someone, so I get an item from the item deck, right?
Sure do. When you defeat an enemy, you draw an item from the deck at random. In this case, it is a wand.
It's a wand. Look, now the bad thing about this is I can't actually use it because I don't have the ability to use magic. It's not a keyword on my card.
Right.
However, Evan has the ability to use magic, so I will eventually nicely pass it to him.
Yep. Very nicely.
Very nicely pass it to him. Okay.
Okay, and then again, no turn order, so whoever wants to go next may go next.
Can I fire through the doorway past my ally?
You cannot.
You can see past your ally, you cannot shoot past
Okay.
them.
I was curious as to whether or not that was an option. Can I pass beyond my ally?
There is something you should consider here, though.
Heroes at range
Tala.
1 do not block Thala's line of fire. So as long as I'm standing right behind him,
You can
I can fire around.
Fire past, yep.
It's
And
kinda
that is a special ability that she has. We all have a
Okay.
special ability on our.
That's kind of what I was curious about. Do you mind if I go?
Go ahead.
Great.
Not a bit.
I'm going to take my move. I have a movement of 7
So you start here.
technically.
Yep.
But I'm just going to stand behind you.
Okay, so you're going to move 1 space.
Yeah. And I
Yes,
can't
yeah.
follow up with my movement after my attack sequences
You
start.
Correct.
resolve it entirely.
I'm then going to do a combat, which is going to use my support range. So because I'm directly behind you, I'm actually going to go right between your legs. You're
Amazing.
very tall.
Yeah.
It's a reasonable thing to do.
For sure.
I will flip my combat. And because I have the bow here, I get to roll a gray attack die and a white attack die.
That's
That is
correct.
because the little bow icon matches the class of your character.
Yep.
So you get that bonus. Whereas mech can use ranged weapons.
But you wouldn't get that
If I
bonus
had this,
icon.
I'm just rolling the gray because I'm not a ranger.
And this other gentleman here is also going to be rolling a white defense die.
That is correct.
Because he's weak. Let's see if I can also get a perfect shot.
Okay.
Oh no.
So
You'll
It's
get
not-
1 through.
Yeah, but it's not perfect.
you got
Now-
2 orange attacks.
Yep.
He got 1 orange defense, which means he will cancel one of them.
However, you can use your bonus ability. So bring that over here.
Bonus ability, Eagle Eye.
So after the dice are rolled, you have the ability to use your bonus ability, which is Eagle Eye, which is boost your attack with a piercing.
Yep.
And piercing makes this go down to a yellow.
1 level.
Would that be an immediate death?
That would be 4 points of damage.
I think that is worthwhile.
That's not
It
too bad.
will cost one of our badass points.
It
though.
will, but we'll
one
get one
roll
badass point back.
That's true. So it's a
It's a
push.
wash.
It's a bit of
Badass
a,
for badass, I'll take it.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally
Okay.
worth it.
And now, worth noting, with that piercing ability, you cannot lower the yellow to 0.
Okay, fair enough. Now, how do I want to do this?
How do you do this?
So
Yes.
I duck down straight through your legs.
Straight through my
You
legs.
do have a piece of fabric there that
Yes.
sometimes like blows side by side.
Very true.
I actually am going to catch the very edge of that fabric. Some would call it a loincloth.
loincloth?
Right.
From the right angle, it's just fabric. It doesn't actually cloth anything. Which I'm going to be removing that for the rest of everyone as well. So
Great.
I'm going to fire through. It's going to rip off the front part of that loincloth and
Wonderful.
actually just mask the face. The shot goes perfectly into the citizen's eye.
Wonderful.
I said eyes and hearts.
Eyes and
are
hearts.
are my target.
Yeah.
But you see
down.
one big inhale, which is just loincloth snuff, which does the final blow.
So it's your arrow goes through, but it's actually the inhalation of the dirty loincloth
100%.
that really takes him
100%.
out.
I assume you
fair.
collected and put it back on after that, in the privacy of the house.
What happens in war happens in war.
But you give me a little fist bump or something along the lines of,
Very nice.
good move, good
Good
move.
move.
Yeah.
Very nice.
All right.
You bust in there and you say, "He's OrcQuest, and I'm on a warpath." Fire your arrow.
Terrible.
Love it. So we got our badass point. You get an item for killing the person.
You sure do.
I got myself
Resources.
2 leather. So that would be used for crafting.
Yes.
or loincloths.
Or additional loincloths, yeah.
I'll set that down to the side, and then I also have to draw a event card.
Yep.
Which is
The little crystals one. Yep, that one right
right
there.
here. If you want to tell me what happens there.
It says dead silent. The alert level goes down by 1 if no heroes are in line of sight to an enemy.
That's true.
I mean, we can't go lower than 1, I
It
think.
feels apropos considering we both just within a moment snuffed out the only people that could have seen us.
The entire life available, yes, exactly.
And now, had you not, but I guess this is to both of you, had you not killed those peasants in a single blow, not only would we not get the badass point, but they get a reaction.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Good to know. Let's keep killing people immediately.
So,
It does feel good to roll dice and slaughter people in
it
an
does.
instant.
Instantly, yeah, it's really nice.
I think you're speaking to like a tenant of board games.
That's true. That's true. Hey, this game's doing the thing that these games try to do.
And it's still fun.
Evan, Scott, what are you thinking?
Well, Mech is happy to take the action and maybe to start sneaking over this way a little bit.
Sounds good.
So I'll start right here. We have to start, this is our entry point, which will be different from quest to quest. In this case, it's here. We ultimately have to get here after clearing the map. So I'm going to enter here and spend my movement card to move 7. Actually, you know what? There are no enemies on the map, and my other options are to fight things. So on my card, and this is the case with many cards, I have 1 action point to move 7, which uses the card, exhausts the card. Or I can spend both of my movement points to move 10.
Yep.
And so because I have nothing else to do, I'm going to spend both of my movement points, my activation points, and move 10. And because I'm agile, and you're agile as well, we can move diagonally. So we're a little faster.
We can't.
I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now I can open the door if I want. I
However,
am not invisible because you drew that event that made me Oh no, because I wasn't on the map yet.
that's correct, yeah.
Okay, so...
I will be sprinting over there to back you up. I've also got 9 movement.
Okay.
But
So-
that's my double action.
So here's my risk. If I open the door and there are enemies there, they're going to see me and mess me up.
Yep.
If I sneak in and there's an enemy right next to the door, they
lose your-
see me when I come in.
Yep.
Normally,
Yep.
a mech has an ability where he's invisible until essentially he gets too close to an enemy or attacks them.
Yep.
And if there happens to be a random enemy next to the door, they immediately see me and break my invisibility. I'm way up here by myself. I don't really want to be in no man's land on my own, so I'm actually just going to end up next to the door
Good plan.
and kind of be ready for the future.
I assume someone's going to be smashing through that other door soon.
I don't know why you'd think that.
Why would he turn a corner when he could run over it?
Why turn a corner when you can run over the corner?
That's correct. Good point.
What are you thinking, Evan?
All right, Evan, where are we at?
Oh, wait. We need an event.
Event, yep.
Yes, thank you. I have unwanted attention, alert level +1. If only we got this first and then the -1.
yeah, that would have been nice. All right, Evan, where are you going?
Yep, so I might as well just spend both my actions on movement, so I can do movement 6 for 1 or movement 9 for 2. So I'm just going to spend my whole 2 action points to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Cool.
I'll back you up.
Cool, so you're a hobgoblin, goblin,
Yep,
Perfect
that,
idea.
Goblin
organ.
team.
The
So what
really-
are you again?
I'm an Amazor.
Amarzork.
The interesting question is, does Mech turn around and look at Mandar and then go, ha!
No, it's the smell. It does that as
Oh, it says very well. Okay, fair. All right, so that's the end of our turn.
I
now,
appreciate that apparently all of these people smell like badly, but aren't used to it.
Right.
They all are like still surprised by how bad everyone else still smells.
Well, I mean, do you see how big his nose is? He
It is
probably
very
smells everybody from 4 miles away.
there's a level of smell that is okay, which would still be bad for us, but it's
Right.
but then there's a degree higher that you can go, and we actually respect them when they smell that bad.
Yeah.
It doesn't
I see.
mean that we're not sensitive to it.
Agreed.
I see.
It's very fair. Okay, so now we would have the
It's like
opportunity
saying
for
orcs don't have
patrols.
emotions. We do. We just cry over different things, like a beautiful display of corpses.
Exactly. No one can get away from a skull wall.
We're both crying over the same thing, actually.
Of course.
Different reasons.
Most humans would cry over corpses.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Yeah, we're more like orcs than we like to admit.
Wow. That makes you think, doesn't it?
It's very
It
deep.
does.
Very
It
deep.
does.
All right, so now we're going to be.
It's very similar. Spitting image.
Now we bring in the patrols.
Now we bring in patrol, so we're gonna draw. This is the enemy phase now. Each quest is going to have a maximum number of patrols that can be out at a time. If you are not at that maximum, you're going to draw a card to potentially add a patrol onto the map. Which is, hey, we have no patrols, we can have one. Well, I guess let's see if we're going to add a patrol.
See if we're going to add a patrol.
And we have...
I don't want a patrol.
Well, sorry, Jesse, we don't have a patrol.
So if there were a patrol, there would be a symbol right up here in the top right-hand corner.
Yep.
And in this case, there's no patrol, so the talking on this card doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. If there was already a patrol on the map, you would draw a card to see how they move this turn. But alas, this is going to just go away.
And for the record, if you're watching this and you're thinking to yourself, these guys might just slaughter this entire game scenario. We might. Those first two rolls set up for a
really
cool like intro scenario.
Yeah.
We're doing pretty darn good.
We're doing
right
real
now.
good.
No problems. And also, so there's also a sort of a failure state for the game.
Mm-hmm.
If the alert track gets all the way to the top, we lose. But that is largely going to go up when there are alerted enemies on the map at this point of the round.
Correct.
For whatever reason, there are no alerted enemies on the map at this point.
I don't know what happened.
I just didn't see anything.
There was nothing there.
I fired an arrow somewhere randomly.
Yeah.
You always blame us.
You went on an OrcQuest Warpath.
You always blame us.
I am going to now progress to the next phase of the game, which is the last phase of a round, which is just sort of refreshing things. You reactivate cards that you've spent. And you also, in this phase, can hand items off. You can give items to people.
Unfortunately, Mandar got too far away from me, so I can't toss him the wand. But I'll get there
Perhaps
next
in the future.
turn.
Perhaps in the
Don't
future.
worry. What's this for?
The loincloth. I'm giving it back to
he's
you.
giving
Oh,
it
okay.
back.
Very
Okay.
nice. Thank you.
You have 2 leather.
Appreciate it.
Okay. And so that leather also that now I guess West has, you can use to craft things. You can do that in this phase. You can do that earlier too. But you're a little closer to being able to build up some items.
Woohoo!
And now we go back to the start.
Yep.
And anyone could go, right?
Anyone can go.
Correct.
So, do we want to see what they find in that room before we activate?
Yes, because there's a potential that we might be able to get there, but
Yeah.
probably you might be able to do something. I won't be able to. I'm too far away. I won't be able to do anything during my turn, most likely.
So let's have. I mean, you could smash stuff.
I will be smashing
stuff.
stuff. Yeah, don't worry about that. I like to smash.
So Evan Scott.
Do you want to try to sneak in first? Or
I
do we
could
just
try to
bust
sneak
in?
in. You know what? I'm fine trying to sneak in, even though I'm some paranoia that there's going to be a homie right there. I think I'm going to try to do it. So I'm invisible. I'm going to try to sneak on in, which means I can go through a door without opening it. And I won't be seen unless there's someone right there. So I'm going to go 1, I'm using my movement by the way, 2 to move into this room, which is now going to spawn some enemies. It is the same layout as the other room, but there are 3 enemies in this room. And they don't spawn next to the door, which is great. So they're going to be sort of like that.
So 1 is technically on top of that.
Standing on the barrel, which is fine.
Okay.
Sitting on the barrel.
All right. So we
Could be
have
sitting on the barrel.
Maybe standing in the barrel.
Could be inside of the barrel.
could be doing a barrel stand.
Some kind of
Holding
barrel
the
man.
barrel.
Here.
It's like there's a magic,
and
somewhat,
here.
I think somewhat popular magic trick where you like submerge yourself in a barrel full of water and then it gets locked and you have to escape.
He's doing a magic trick
right.
for the 2 guys in the center.
Oh, he's a magic man.
Oh, he's a magician.
For a dog and
So we have a dog
fella.
that doesn't find it very interesting. The person here that's a townsfolkman also finds it very uninteresting. And this guy's really just doing it for himself against the wall. That's really where we're at here.
Yep. Very cool. I'm invisible, so even if they were facing me, they wouldn't see me. My invisibility can be broken if I am in what's called someone's, I believe it's their like death zone or danger zone.
Yeah.
I think it's the danger
Their
zone.
danger zone, yep.
If that is immediately in front of them, then they would see me. But as it stands, they don't. Okay, so I can continue my movement. I mentioned before, if you attack someone and they survive, they get a reaction. The reaction is going to be different from creature to creature. However, if you attack them from essentially their rear flank, they don't get their printed reaction, they instead just turn to face you and that's it. Enemies also only get 1 reaction per hero phase, meaning if I make this guy turn around and you all come attack him, he won't get further reactions.
Yep.
I think the idea is all this is happening sort of simultaneously.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So let's see. I mean, I could just go stab up on that guy.
I think that's a good plan.
I think it is 2.
Stab
so
up. Stab,
I had
stab, stab.
1, 2, 3 diagonal to here. And you know what? I'm just going to stand right behind him, I think, because you'll be able to get in and go around the side.
Yep.
You're short anyway. He can just shoot
I'm a
wands
tiny
over
little
you.
feller. Okay, I'm going to stab up on him with my 2 stabbing daggers.
Okay.
So I get my 2 white dice, rolled simultaneously with his white defense die. And we've got
insta-death
a pair
again.
of oranges and a yellow shield.
Yes!
Pierce right through, 2
Scott.
damage.
How do you want to do this?
Amazing.
You know, it's really funny, actually. He was sort of on the brink of dying from unrelated causes, and that's what everyone's in here. This person in the corner is kind of crying because he's at the end of his life. His dog, his lifelong companion, is just like by his side at the last days, and I was here for the very end, unfortunately.
So you didn't even actually do much.
So you actually put him out of his misery.
My daggers were actually to cook him a meal. I was sharpening up. I had my honings, I was.
Fair.
This was going to be a very friendly affair. Unfortunately, I arrived just a little too late. If I had the movement last round, it would have been fine.
You're a good guy.
You're a good man.
Yeah,
You're a good man.
Good guy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead and give yourself a badass point and grab an item.
Yeah, but badass is like, that is pretty badass. Yeah. And I have a potion of Donoturt?
Yeah.
Is that how you say that?
Do no turt.
It's
called do no turt.
Well, with this potion, I will certainly do no turt.
Do no turt.
Because I can consume it to heal 2 damage.
Don't hurt. That's awesome.
And that is my move. I used 1 card to move, 1 card to watch a man die in his final days.
It's amazing.
Which is what this card says I
You're
get to
the
do.
last thing he saw.
He didn't even see you. He was invisible the entire time. It's like you crawled up his back with daggers as you were killing him.
And my event is Brawl.
Oh.
Choose. So these events are sometimes decent, sometimes they help you, sometimes they're bad. The idea is that orcs and, I guess, orc-like creatures are a little rambunctious. And so sometimes things sort of just happen.
Choose us.
And
we have to.
This is a brawl event. Choose 2 adjacent heroes. Each rolls 1 green badass die.
Yeah.
On a lightning bolt result, the other hero suffers an automatic damage, which is just straight damage. You don't block
You're
it.
pissed that I took your loincloth.
Hey, you Thoya, what are you doing? And I think you were like, hey, I said, hey, look at what you did to my pants. And then you went, tink.
So West rolled a skull, which in this card does nothing, and Jesse rolled a lightning bolt, which in this card dings. So West takes a single point of damage.
Yep. Love it.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna go in there and take out this poor man's dog, I think.
No, that's legitimate. This person can't really afford to keep pets, and so you gotta.
Yeah, really.
You know. Yeah. It's a really sad
so what's
situation.
your movement?
So I've got movement 6.
Okay.
Or monsters, okay?
So I can go 1, 2, 3.
And you have to spend an action point to open the door. I snuck through it. I did not open it for you.
Okay. Spend an action point?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Movement point. I
Movement,
misspoke.
yeah.
A movement
So
point.
that's my
It was a mercy.
3, 4, 5, 6. Right up to the dog.
Okay.
So keep in mind you have to be 3 or 4 away to actually
Oh.
do your main magic attack.
True. So I'll just actually stay at the door. Is that 3 away?
Yeah, you can hit the guy from there. You couldn't hit the dog because
Oh, it's
I'd
gotta
be
be
blocking.
direct. Yeah.
That's still only 2 away.
Oh, wait, you're right. It's also still only 2 away.
Step over them.
So I gotta step over and shoot the guy.
Yep.
Yeah, from there, yes. Yeah, you can get line of sight there.
Which, honestly, the grief that he would be experiencing if he found out that his friend had actually succumbed to the death that had been preemanating is probably too much to bear anyway.
Probably.
Oh,
yeah.
certainly.
True.
Certainly.
So kill him before he turns around.
All right. So I'm gonna use my
Oh.
staff, which is a gray.
Evan, use your good comfort magic.
I don't know what this. What?
It's not a mechanic. It's just the magic that makes people sleep.
Oh,
so
there you go.
long.
Nah, I'll go ruthless and just take him out. Oh.
So no defense. You hit him for a point of damage.
1.
Because it matches the color of his.
Do you have any modifiers or reroll abilities?
I don't know that Mandar
Nope.
does.
I don't have.
No, unless he attacks as with 2 points of attack at the same time, he could then turn this into an orange one, but he already used 1 point to move.
Yeah.
Yep.
So no more
So,
points. And
just do one
we
damage.
do have badass points to spend if you wanted to get additional actions. which you could use to activate.
Yeah,
some
do it one more
abilities.
time. Well, but you have to have something that can attack.
Oh, sure.
And you've
Yeah,
moved.
I've already flipped this.
Well,
Yeah.
but he could have used a badass point to have changed that higher, right?
He could have attacked it and used the badass point to use brutality as well. Yeah, we could say that he did that if you
I'm
want.
okay saying
Sure.
no because he's already rolled. I'm also okay saying we can because it's cool.
I'm fine. I had to look
Make it cool.
very.
Yeah, make it cool.
All right,
Sure.
let's
So-
redo that.
So you would have used it with your brutality.
So I'm getting brutality so I can up it to orange.
Brutality, to be
Yep.
clear, being an option with that attack card of Evan's.
Yes.
Right.
Costs an additional action point to do, but it makes the attack from a straight attack to attack plus brutality, which raises the level of the attack result. So it would go from a yellow to an orange in this case.
Yep.
And you typically choose that before you roll, but you know,
In this case, we'll play it a little bit fun.
2 points of damage.
Little loosey goosey.
2 points to the peasant, which
Okay.
is not enough to kill the peasant.
That's true.
So now, because
He's
the
alerted.
peasant has been hit, he's alert, he's aware of you. And he's going to react. So his reaction is a counterattack. Peasants are ranged. They have a range of 2 to 4, so that is within range. And so he'll make a counterattack against you right on the spot.
Cool.
If you have any armor that you're wearing, you'd roll a defense die. As it stands, I don't believe you have any.
Nope. No armor.
So you have, I can see from here, you got 8 health, and you have yellow health, which means he's going to do damage to you if he rolls a yellow, which he will. So he rolls 2 of these. Like, you know what? Here, I'll let you do the honors.
We'll see how much damage.
So he hits you for 3 damage,
Solid hit.
Owie.
which is sort of an interesting kind of push and pull here. Is Mech and Mandar actually have the most raw hit points. I have 7, he has 8. Oris only has 6, and Tala only has 4.
But I don't really want to be around people.
You don't really want to be around people, but they are orange health, which means these yellow swords just wouldn't do anything.
They
Okay.
tickle.
So that's their reaction. Now he's alerted.
He had the high ground on me because he was standing on the barrel.
It's true.
Additionally, the dog would become alerted because you are within his line of sight now.
Ooh.
So, who needs to go still?
I do. I need to get away from her, so I'm gonna move. Let's see, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna do a double move for 9.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I
He's on
tried
some
to.
sort
So
of
here's how
Warpath.
this worked. All right. Alright, I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna try and look at this table. Sorry. Then I go over here to this barrel. Oh, what's in the barrel? Sorry. And then I go over here to this door. Oh, what's through this? Sorry. This nothing happens. It's everything gets destroyed. And now this is an open doorway. Well, technically it's an open doorway like that. And I get 2 items from destroying the table and the barrels.
However.
Which means these are resources, right?
Yep, you don't get the items themselves. You are simply getting resources printed sort of on the side of the card when you rotate it, because you rampaged through that and took some of the raw materials of it. In this case, 1 metal and actually a 2 metal. You have 2 metal from that.
Sounds good.
So that with the 2 leather that you have, there are things you can upgrade. And cards
Potentially,
actually
yeah.
have recipes on the bottoms. So my dagger here requires 5 metal and 2 gold, which would then turn it into a level 2 dagger.
Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and take 10 movement as well. That's going to be my double action. I'm going to run through that building and get down the side of this other building as far as possible.
So 1, 2.
We do need to pause.
Oh, that's
You
right.
forgot an event
I
card.
forgot my event card. Yep, sorry.
Oh, no problem.
Nothing to see here.
Okay,
You're
I'm
lucky,
going
nothing
to
happens.
continue doing what I was doing.
All right.
Through the building.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I can go diagonal.
You can go
Oh,
diagonal.
sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm not going into the building, I'm going down the other side.
One more
The
time.
top side.
Towards the chickens.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 9,
I can go 10.
10.
I'll take a chicken.
So you eat it and you recover 1 health.
I have no health.
You just
No,
like
you
to
have
murder
effect.
chickens.
I'd like to consume that chicken.
That's great.
I like that, like, health potions on the ground, just chickens. I do want, for the record, to the designers of this, I do want one scenario where you have a, like, golden chicken or something, like an extra special, even if it's just flavor text, and when you hit that chicken, you don't realize it, but you open a secret envelope, and then 50 chickens spawn, and all of them do, like, 3 damage.
That would be really
I
funny.
want a Legend of Zelda version of this.
That's like an advanced Dungeons and Dragons level trap.
That's right.
There's a trap you didn't see, and then it immediately kills you.
Do you know the Legend of Zelda reference?
I do. Yeah. If you hit the chickens too much, a whole swarm of them.
Yeah,
comes flying
it's
at you.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Event card?
Ah, yes. An event card.
The golden
for me.
chicken event card.
Nothing happens.
Oh, I guess I didn't do, or did I get one?
I guess you hadn't drawn one. You should. At the end of every activation, you draw one.
Yeah.
So 2 nothing happens happened.
So then we'll say this
So
is.
this is
mine.
Jesse's. And
All right. Someone didn't shuffle.
there's just a lot of those cards.
There's a
in
decent
that.
number of them. There are things that can really overwhelm you at times, and so I think having a decent number of those being
There you
my
go.
lucky. You're double lucky.
That's right.
Okay, now it is the enemy's turn, and because they are alerted, they will do stuff after we maybe get a patrol.
Let's see if we
In
get
this
a patrol.
case, we don't.
No patrol.
Still no patrol.
Okay.
For the record, we were murdering these people.
We really
We're kicking
are.
their butts.
Yeah.
And now they will activate. So enemies will form into groups. Mostly, this is for like, administrative to figure who activates how. Anyone in the same room will be formed into what the game calls an enemy group. So this dog and that peasant are now the same group. If there were enemies elsewhere that were alerted, they'd be their own separate group. But in this case, it's just these fellas. So you're going to look at the 2 types of enemies in that group and figure which one has the higher level of activation die.
Gotcha.
In this case, this one has the gray die, so the war dog's die is what's going to be used to check this chart.
Okay.
Typically, the higher tier of color will be worse for us. If you notice, peasants have flee and cowardice as 2 of their 3 options.
Makes sense.
So we're going to roll this, and we get, the worst of the worst
Oh,
of
man.
red. So
I
we're going to
like
compare
that the
this.
game is saying, hey, Jesse, don't get too confident.
Yeah, okay, you were lucky, but let's see. So we're going to check the red swords over here, and that is what they're going to do. They are both going to assault, which is simply go and attack a nearby enemy. Move and attack. And the dog, you'll note that the peasant just has regular assault, so he's just going to walk up and hit someone. The war dog is going to assault and roll a blue die, and on a result of a lightning bolt will cause bleeding.
Okay.
So the dog is going to, I'm still invisible, so I can't be attacked. So that means, unfortunately, everything is going to go here.
So when you attacked the other guy, you didn't become visible?
You're right,
All right,
you're right, I attacked.
Yeah.
I forgot I attacked.
I mean,
I had it in my head that I just was watching.
I mean,
kind of attack.
yeah.
I attacked, but then I explained why I didn't.
That's right.
Right, yeah.
And I think that should matter. So yes, this person's going to attack me. They'll go right here. Stand right there and bite on me. And they'll roll these 2. I have no defense, so I don't roll any defense dice in reaction. I do have a potion that I'll be able to drink if I wanted. And they got no bleed, but a red
No bleed.
against my yellow health. So they will do 4 damage. I
Wow.
have 7 health, so they've more than halved my HP right now.
It's a good hit.
Yeah.
And then this peasant is going to make a full move to here. I'll make an attack there. The peasant only rolls a single attack die, or a single
And Evan has
regular
no,
attack dice.
no shield either.
Also no shield. We're very defensel's. You 2 are the tougher ones.
A
So
single
you're
or
better
double?
armor.
Double, because he's
Double.
got 2
He's got
die.
two white dice for melee. And this is a yellow, so that's another 3 damage.
Does that kill Evan?
It does
Almost.
not. So if someone
Holy
dies,
cow.
we can resurrect them.
You guys are not doing as well.
No, we're struggling a little.
Yeah, you guys, y'all should come over here. It's much nicer.
Hey, you
And
want
now-
some chicken? There's one left.
There's one left. Yeah, the person that is of perfect vitality ate half of
Well,
them.
there's only going to be one left for maybe another round.
Yeah.
Well,
So
don't
I
worry,
guess-
I'm agile too, so.
Does this activate when they move towards me? It says when an enemy becomes adjacent
that's
to
true.
Mandar for the first time, it rolls 1 green.
Oh, to see if
That's
it's
right.
set.
You
He
gotta
might
see
not
if
be able
he,
to attack
if
you.
he gets attacked.
That's true, go ahead and roll. So what do you need?
I need the star.
Star. And you got a skull.
Not the skull.
Skull is the most common on these, then the lightning bolt, and then the starburst is the least
Yeah.
common.
So he walked up to you and went, "Ah!" Oh, it's okay. He didn't hit you with a pitchfork.
Okay.
Who's like shock attacked.
Yeah.
It's like when if someone scares you and you punch you in the nose.
Right.
You didn't mean to. You're not a violent person. But your arm said justice must be done.
Yeah.
Right.
So because there are alerted enemies alive at the end of their enemy phase, our alert level goes up by 1.
Nice.
And the check is just if there are any number alive, it goes up by 1. If it's 1 or 10 alive, it doesn't matter, it just goes by 1. Now we have the end of turn. Again, clear your stuff, and we can go ahead and move on. Let me, while we're moving on to the next turn, let me take a look at the rulebook as well.
Here you are.
See a condition.
So I'm interested in eating another chicken.
Okay.
Would other people like to go before I do that, though?
I feel like it's probably best for them to see if they kill these people first. And that way, if they don't, I could come in there and help.
The people will get a response. You should go smash the one that's killing Evan right now, because Evan's not close enough. He's too close to attack.
True.
And the guy will get a response to him if he tries.
Yeah, if that's true. If Evan did try to walk away, he would get an instant attack.
Yeah.
So that would be a bad plan.
Or if Evan attacks him, the guy would get a reaction.
I can use a magic push, but that doesn't do much.
West, go smash.
All right.
I will say the push actually could help you here.
1.
Because you can't move through enemies, but if you could push them back, you could then walk out of the room.
6. Okay, so I did a movement of 6 to get to there, and then I'm going to do something called charge. And what charge does is allows me to move up to 4 different spaces, and I do an instant attack.
Yep.
So I will do that, and I'm going to take your dice here along with this.
You gotta move your person.
Yep, and he's right here.
Unfortunately.
Oh,
Are you serious?
Reroll it, West.
The good news is I do have accuracy, so I get to reroll this die.
My own baby. Didn't work out.
Hey, stop touching my stuff. It's like he grabbed my sword or something.
So you did a move and you did a charge.
And I did a charge.
And we are. Is it true we're out of badass points?
We are out of badass points. Yep.
Okay.
So now I'm going to take an event card, and it says Hop, an unnamed enemy in Mandar's line of sight.
Your charge cost a badass point, right?
It does not.
No, it didn't cost a badass point.
Then we have 1 badass point.
You could have spent 1 to do your combat if you wanted.
Do that.
Okay, I'm going to do that.
Sorry
I'm going to
about
do my
Pretend
combat
we didn't
point.
see that.
My
right.
charge cost a badass point, so I thought his might.
No.
Okay.
Okay, so here we go.
Oh,
Are you
gosh.
serious?
Reroll it.
I can re-roll it. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. I have a chance of getting a red.
And you did. Jeez, this is a resilient.
Wow.
That being said,
It's because he's still wearing that barrel.
An
he is now
unnamed-
polymorphed.
Oh.
An unnamed enemy in Mandar's
Mandar.
line of sight suffers polymorph. That'd be that person right there.
So he's now a chicken.
He is transformed.
Oh my gosh. I want to eat him. Checking the rule on that.
I'm checking the roll on polymorph exactly.
I believe he turns into a chicken.
So something too about this is there are a lot of like nuanced sort of effects and spells you can throw at people, and when you get to higher levels, they become it's more of a tactical play, you know, out there. So polymorph is going to cause the transform unnamed target into a chicken until its next activation.
So does that mean we can literally eat him?
If a hero moves to a chicken square, they kill it, and they heal 1 damage.
There you go.
Evan,
I could use that heal.
eat
Yes,
the chicken.
eat the chicken, Evan. Eat the chicken.
I like that it was an event that caused that to happen. You're like backed into a corner getting stabbed by a peasant and you like burp out a polymorph spell.
So what I think is even funnier is that thematically maybe Evan was using his staff to go, no, and like kicking up every single time, just accidentally messes
accidentally
up
cuts
so
someone.
that he can try to get the
I like
polymorph
it.
In
off.
fact, you running in just startled him a little bit. And he thought it was more enemies.
Yeah, exactly.
So do I have to end the movement on
You just
the
have to
chicken?
walk through
So
it.
go through it, yeah.
Okay, well, I will use my movement, 6, and I will move around so that I can get, let's see, if I stand, can I stand on the barrel?
You can, and in fact, it will make your ranged attacks be able to go over heroes for targeting.
Okay,
So normally you
so
can't shoot through allies.
That's where I'll have to go to get my range attack in.
Evan,
Yeah.
as you approach this chicken, I have one very important question. How do you want to do this?
How do I want to eat the chicken?
Yes.
I'll prepare it very nicely with lots of seasonings over a nice fire. Take a good minute and cook it up real nice.
So you like full on magic, create a fireplace and everything?
Yeah, like right
Oh, I
underneath
was
it.
assuming it wasn't magic.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right, continue.
So wait, do hobgoblins seasoning? Is that like farting on it or something? Is that enough?
It's not good stuff.
Does he just like
No, it's
light
not
his...
good stuff.
No.
In fact,
I don't appreciate that everyone's leaning so heavily into orc stereotypes. You have to branch out a little bit. Okay, you gotta feel like these are real individuals here.
By not
with
good
nuance.
stuff, what I meant was like cumin.
Okay. Now you're offending human beliefs here too.
I think my guy literally doesn't have a nose. It looks like so.
He's
I can deal with some pretty bad.
His own smell.
He's
made
very
me
ugly.
leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're heading over
So
to the
I am
barrel.
moving through the chicken, eating him, and going to the barrel,
All right.
and that will heal 1 from me. And then I will use my.
Now the interesting question: does he get an item for eating the chicken?
No, it specifies, nor do you get badass points.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
It is not that badass to eat a chicken.
Excuse you.
And I attack with my staff.
Sure.
Awesome.
So what does the dog have in terms of defense?
No defense.
No defense die. However, you will become terrified of the dog, and if it has a reaction, meaning if you don't kill it, it will pursue you. It'll run over and attack you.
Okay.
And if you're terrified, as you know, your ability indicates, you can't attack it until you're not terrified.
Oh, I'm immune to.
But he's immune to terrified.
But you're immune. Okay, so never mind.
Yep.
And disregard that. It gets no defense die, and
I
nothing
will
bad
give
can
it a
happen to
roll.
you.
Just a yellow.
Just a yellow. A single point of damage to the dog. So if you want to throw a damage marker on,
Yep.
and it still will get a reaction.
So it'll come over here.
So it can move 4. So it'll move 4 to you and attack you. And it rolls one of these and gets nice block. Gets a yellow, so 1 more damage to you. Just that chicken, just you regurgitate it right now. It didn't sit well with you. It was raw chicken. Okay.
All right. And now
And I get
You
a.
have not gone, Scott.
we need a event
Okay,
card.
we do indeed. And it is, hey, look at you,
Nothing
you're lucky.
happens.
Nothing going on. I guess I could go try to kill that dog. It's reacted, so it won't attack me.
That's true.
So let's just move 1, 2 behind it, slipping up here diagonally, and stabbing it with these 2. It has, again, no defense dice. It will terrify me, because I don't have that immunity.
But how scared is a
Unless you
dead
kill
dog?
it.
If I was just wandering around and saw a giant mastiff and
Sure.
it was just dead, I
Yep.
would probably be a little uneased. So how terrifying? A little bit.
A bit terrifying.
In this case, I did 2 damage, which is not quite enough to kill
Oh
it.
man. No abilities?
I know, sadly. No, I have a reaction that lets me dodge an attack against me, but nothing to add. And then also on my turn, you can drink potions during a hero activation for free, no action. I'm gonna quaff this potion and heal myself too.
Okay. I am not going to do the most impressive thing, and I am not going to eat the other chicken.
It's probably a good plan.
I'm already a little full from the first one. I'm going to do a move, and I'm going to move directly in front of that bell.
Okay.
Directly in front of the bell, sure.
Immediately in front of the
Try to
bell.
block some people. Also, I'm terrified. So.
If people run and ring the bell, bad for us.
Very bad.
I figure a person with arrow looking down the hallway where people go towards the bell, good strategic decision.
world.
So you want to be like facing that way then?
So you can shoot.
Yeah.
Shoom. All right. Fair.
Okay. Great.
Good.
It's like someone like when we entered in, so like you probably your character probably said something like, "Now make sure no one rings the bell." And I went,
Much cooler.
"No
than that.
bell, can do."
That was the conversation we had, but I sounded way cooler.
I don't have a voice.
All right. Grab an
No, I
event,
mean, I
Jesse.
sounded more like your regular this voice,
This one?
not the one you put on. 'Cause no, yuck. You.
Grab an event card, Jesse.
I wish this whiskey would just help.
Well, it's not that hard.
You can restore a skill card,
So
which would be a great card to have pulled, like the first person to grab it.
So this would let you basically flip a card that you've used already, and you can spend badass points outside of your activation.
Re-engage.
So if Jesse had the ability to attack someone again, could now maybe do that. Spend
Cool.
a badass point and do an attack.
Cool.
But that's all of us, right? You have
Yeah.
Because Jesse can't like make one of my cards get
No.
restored, right?
No,
Yeah.
it says
It's too bad.
yeah. the hero.
Okay.
All right, so now it is. Let's see if we get a
Patrol gonna show up. Nope.
Man,
They'd be moving if there was a patrol. They'd be booking it.
flying. Yeah.
But as it stands, there isn't one. Activation. The enemy now has to attack. They are going to roll their activation.
I'm gonna get mauled by this dog.
They got yellow, which is a regular assault, no extra bonus. And
I like the abilities in this more than what I've played in Zombicide so far. Mm-hmm. Like, that's one of the comparison models for
Oh
it in
yeah,
my mind.
for sure. Yeah.
And I actually like the personality and what we're playing with quite a bit.
I agree. All right, so he's going to aim at. Don't we have to roll again?
yeah, I mean, he's gonna assault first, and then we're gonna roll to see the damage.
Yep.
Just a yellow. Just
Man, you got lucky.
Single point of damage.
I have 1 health left.
What happens if he dies?
So if he dies in the end, like, cleanup phase of a round, we can opt to. So our badass track has a maximum 30, but we can opt to lower it by 10 in order to revive a dead person. So in a campaign, it's going to be like tricky, right? It's going to be lowering how many points you're going to be able to get.
Reviving people is not badass.
No. In fact, it limits badassery.
It limits the amount of attention God is willing to pay to you.
Yep. Okay, and then we go on to our next turn. So just as kind of let's discuss what's going on here. We need to kill this dog to clear this room.
Yep.
Then we need to break into this room, clear the 3 enemies that'll be in there.
Perfect. I need to eat that chicken.
Well,
I think you should probably leave that chicken
should
for other
reconsider.
people.
and
Maybe Evan.
if patrols show up, we got to get rid of them too.
So why don't you try to kill the dog?
Okay.
Because you're no longer terrified anymore.
That's correct. Once it has an activation, I lose the terrified. So I'm going to go ahead and try to stab it. I need to do 1 point of damage. And I have done 2 points of damage.
Nice. How do you wanna do this?
Perfect.
Well, he was bleeding already pretty badly. I just sort of was like, okay, it's too late now, he's dead.
You're not a big fan of blood.
I mean, who is?
Yeah. Well, I am.
What am I, some sort of vampire?
Wes, do you like blood?
Not a big fan. Can we move it up to 2, please? Oros loves blood, however.
So, war dogs, unlike peasants, war dogs give an inherent badass point.
Yeah.
Peasants will only give you badass points if you can slay them in a single shot.
Like eating them as a chicken.
Except not as a
Except
chicken.
not quite. It's similar.
Similar.
The end result's kind of the same.
I'm under the assumption that if I eat a second chicken, I'll get a badass point from our god.
I'm sorry, why are you under this assumption? Because it's happened twice and no one's given badass points.
Yeah, but he hasn't really been paying that much attention.
You're a third time's a charm, so
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
And you have no idea how I'm going to eat this next one.
I assume orally.
Legs first.
Okay. That's fine.
While it's alive.
You
It
can-
will scratch its way down.
Oh, okay, so you're trying to swallow it whole.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good luck, my
I
friend.
started with the beak last time.
Started with the beak.
Wasn't as violent as I'd assumed. Mm-hmm. This time we're going talons.
So you're just going to, like, sort of inedible side of the chicken to the other inedible part of the chicken.
Absolutely.
Literally everything in between.
There's an egg inside the chicken. That's edible.
There's an egg. Well, yeah, I mean, there's meat, too, that people eat. I'm taking the beak. You start there. No one really eats the beak.
I like eggs.
There are some things you can do with the chicken feet, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's my turn now. I would like to enter the building, please. I'm going to use a double point to move 9. So 1.
Not smashed. Door's open.
Oh, darn it. I wanted to smash that door so bad.
Sorry,
1,
and you can't close it.
2.
Suck it.
I'm going to knock Evan off of this for 3.
Okay.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm like literally at the door, and both of these things are gone now.
So you're gonna get a couple of resources.
2 more resources.
For the record, if you stepped out into that pathway, I was going to demand the opportunity to fire my bow at you.
So what is this interesting thing? Is that nothing?
Nothing. That's nothing.
All right, so we'll put that back then, and I'll just take this.
You smashed a potion,
I smashed-
and there was nothing.
I smashed the potion.
Believe it or not, shards of glass are not that useful.
Owie.
Okay.
right.
Well,
That was my turn. So I'll get an event card, please.
yes, sir. Let's go.
Let's go. Until the end of the hero phase, double actions only cost a single action point.
Pretty good.
That's fantastic.
Pretty good.
You're well, and it's even my card. You can see up in the top right-hand corner.
Yeah. So
It's a specific for me.
every hero throws 2 personal event cards into the deck to shuffle up. So it's a slightly different deck depending on what heroes are in play.
All right. So who's next?
Evan.
Yeah.
Can I move through him to get out the door? And
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. You can move through ally spaces
So I can do my double action movement
for just one.
because it costs 1 now.
Does me standing in the door smash the door?
I believe you have to pass through it.
Ah,
And
so I still have to
it
open
bridges the two. I mean, you could always
you're
go
breathing
backwards
on
too.
it.
1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 to
5
open
to
it.
Open 6.
6,
7.
7,
I fire my bow.
As a reaction.
8, 9.
There
Okay.
you go. Okay. And now
Anything else you're trying to do here? Because you still have that extra action.
Well, that's flipped, so I can't move again.
Correct.
So
Might be a little limited.
But technically, that was only one motion.
Yeah.
yeah, but I just
Yeah.
don't have anything to attack. So yeah, that'll be all.
You can fire your wand.
I
at
feel
Jesse.
bad for the humans that we're descending on right now.
Can I
This
shoot the
last
chicken?
little house is badly set up.
Yeah,
It's smaller.
it's in a lot of trouble.
I will use my move to eat that chicken.
Oh, you know what? We did win. Oh no, because I guess the chicken got
he
eaten.
needs
and I
an
need
event
mine
card
too.
too.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was gonna say we forgot to get an item from the peasant, but you're
Okay.
lucky. Don't worry about it.
Okay. I'm going to stay exactly where I am, actually.
Okay. Just hang out. Pickpocket. Mech draws a loot card if he's next to an adjacent unnamed character. I'm not.
It's a shame.
I like that they have character-specific little bonus cards.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is cool.
This deck isn't so big that you're like adding more is fruitless.
it's cool.
It's small enough that it'll make a bit of a difference. It seems.
Yep.
Okay. So who has acted?
Everybody
I
except
stabbed
for
the
you.
dog last turn.
Yep.
Right.
You
Yeah.
still have your actions now.
Oh no! I stabbed the dog this turn.
I believe you did the beginning of this turn.
Yeah,
First
you
hand
did.
I
You
stabbed
just.
the dog.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Everyone
yeah.
has acted.
Okay.
All right, let's see if there's a patrol.
Yep. There is.
Yes!
Hey.
So patrol shows up. It's one peasant.
It's going to be a bad day for
The
this guy.
the patrol that shows up depends on the level of alertness you're in. Right now we're in the lowest, and so for this quest, it is a single dog and a single peasant. And when they show up, they just show up. They don't get to do this movement. However, they do see enemies, so they are alert, which means they will act as alerted enemies.
Can I house rule one thing real quick?
Oh yeah.
How long is my attack range? 2 to 6. How far am I from the entrance there?
One from this
Yeah,
entrance.
no. From the entrance where people would
more
spawn.
than 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It looks like.
So I'd like to take a step forward.
Yeah.
or two.
No. That makes sense. Maybe
Because
like
my
here.
whole point of standing there is to fire an
Of course.
arrow at anyone
What
that
you
might
what
show
you said.
up.
You declared
Yeah.
like
Yes.
I want to stand there and watch.
They're going to
people
move
over.
closer to you anyway.
I just
so.
realized when they showed up,
No.
I might not actually be in
That makes
range.
sense. It makes sense. Okay,
So now they become a group based
Yep.
on the war dog again.
because they are outdoors, but they're within a certain distance of each other, so they become a group led by a dog, and they will do their activation, which is another red.
Oof.
They are going to assault and assault. So they'll go to the nearest enemy over here. Dog will go up to there.
No, never mind. I didn't need to move forward. They're moving.
Yeah, that's
There.
what I said.
Either way, I would have been there. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
It's possible they wouldn't have moved, right? Because we
Yeah,
might
yeah.
not have been in their line of
Yeah.
sight. So they're going to move up to there, and he's going to bite on you. I'll let you go ahead and roll that.
Sweet.
You can also roll this to see if you bleed. You do.
Oh,
And you're going to take 2 points of damage.
2 points of damage.
And then here's a bleeding marker. So bleeding works is, the way it works, if you move during your turn, you take an automatic damage. If you spend a turn not moving, the bleed goes away.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay?
Peasant
and then the
goes-
peasant, who could get up to here, no, he can't. Peasant can only move 4. So 1, 2, 3. I guess yeah, they could go forward.
Unlike us, can they not move through their own characters?
They actually, yes, they can. That is a good point. But
Wouldn't he go toward to hit me as well? Because I'm right there.
he can't get to you though.
Yeah. So
Oh,
you
because
go
he can't
1, 2, 3,
throw
4.
through the dog.
Yeah, go straight to there. There's a straight path.
Uh-oh, Evan.
I'm dead. Take a stab. Possible.
You're definitely dead because they can't.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure. They can't
2
miss.
dice is impossible for them to miss.
Yeah, that's dead.
Owie.
So you are dead, but we should be able to revive you this turn still.
We're not going to revive him.
Okay, so you have croaked. And then that's the end of theirs. So they are active, so they will gain an alertness, or they are alert, so we will raise the alarm.
Can I go first?
You know, I feel like you've been almost a thorn in our side as much as them.
I fired the first. I hit the first
You
one.
ate a chicken when we had individuals.
You
in
haven't
need.
even been near that chicken.
You threatened to shoot several people here.
I didn't.
It's true.
Threats are almost as
You
bad.
did. We did hear the sound of the catgut string getting pulled every time we opened the door and walked out. Just for the record, we can hear those
I also
things.
use baby falcon strings for the record.
You can go ahead and
Their
take
tendons
your,
are
you
much
can-
harder to stretch out.
If you
All right.
feel so strongly, you can go ahead and take your turn.
Great. I would like to use my double attack for.
Unless, well, I mean, we are able to revive our friend right now, for the record.
We probably should bring Evan back.
An attack plus brutality. Come on,
So,
guys.
Evan's back.
Really?
Yep. So
Lame.
lower that down to 20.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. I'm doing a attack plus brutality.
All right.
What does brutality do again?
Means that your attack will be one level higher.
Yep. So rolling a gray and a white attack die. What is the defense die of my opponent?
They have one defense die.
One white defense die.
All right. Straight murder.
Well, you do a little bit of murder,
So
less murderous. Oh,
Yep.
your brutality. Your brutality.
does each one go up with brutality?
I think brutality just raises the one.
Because it's still one attack.
I guess it's still one attack. I think it just raises the one, though.
Just raises one of them up.
I believe that's right. I can confirm this, but I'm pretty sure it's just the one.
Would that be 3 damage?
It would be
It'd
2
be
damage
two because
currently.
that shield would block the yellow.
Ah.
Yeah,
But
it's still gonna block
I
something.
could spend to get piercing.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, you could. If you do that,
it
that would be
increases the
3
result
damage.
of an attack die.
But that doesn't kill him.
It does kill him because he only has 3 health.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
I
Peasants are
love
weak.
that.
So you'll get the point back. So you just
I
put it
kill
back
him,
to
I
2.
get the point back.
Yep.
So I have been standing for minutes with this bow strung. To the point that I've actually started just gripping it in my teeth. And so when he shows up, I don't even aim really. I just excitedly call out like, "Hey, leave him alone!" And then the arrow happens to like vocalize its way through the air.
Nice.
The arrow, sadly, to my dismay, just pierces his vocal cords. He then screams, sounding something like this, "Ah!" and falls over. And gurgles there for minutes.
So it's almost like your arrow was Yondu's arrow, like, moving around by thought process in a way.
I feel good about killing peasant.
You can clear all of your damage, by the way. Too.
Oh, yeah.
All right, peasant dead.
Badass,
Get an
Badass
item.
certainly has to be impressed by the degree to which we are slaughtering these with one hits.
Potion.
Ooh.
Enraged 1.
Love that.
And
Nothing
nothing
happened.
happens. Okay.
Okay.
So that was the first go. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That was your activation. Do you want to attack the dog? Do you want someone else to go after that dog?
Oh, wait.
Uh-oh.
I could also get another attack.
You did 2.
You have done.
I mean, you would have to use a whole nother badass point.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have an attack.
You don't have
anyway.
another attack left.
So you've used this.
Oh,
Good try.
Good thought.
man.
Good initiative.
I could
Evan,
use a badass.
Yeah, you want
hear
me
me
to
out?
would
dog?
you like to kill the dog, or do you want me to kill the dog?
You could
Because
use the badass
if
point,
you
you just
can't
like a-
kill the dog right away, which, I mean, it's possible you
I
could.
I'm not sure that I would because he's still at full 4 health, right?
Right, yeah, he's still at full health.
Yeah,
So I can attack
I can't
him.
one-hit the dog.
You can if you roll a red with your gray. But he's going to whip around and try to attack you.
Yeah.
So why don't I'll
think you
hit
have
him
better-
first.
Yeah, you got a better shot at it.
All right. So I'm going to use a brutality attack. So I'm going to attack with double, and because I can't move with my
What your potion does.
bleeding. And here we go. Are you serious? So that gives it to an orange with the brutality.
Just side hugging me.
So that gives me does 2 points of damage to him, but unfortunately he's going to whip around and attack against me,
Oof.
and that is less good.
So he's hitting you for 2.
So he's hitting me for 2. Okay.
And
so
you're terrified.
and I'm terrified.
I can't wait to ask West how he wants to do this to himself.
No more bleeding for me, at least, though. Okay, I need a event card, please.
You're lucky.
Fantastic. All right, Evan.
I will try to kill the dog then.
Awesome.
Am I 3 spaces away? No,
No, you
right?
gotta
So I
you
have to
gotta
move
a
away.
little. Yeah.
No, he's 3 spaces away right now.
I guess yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
My view, it looked like he was closer.
Yeah, so I will just... I guess I'll do the attack plus brutality.
Mm-hmm.
Just orange, but it'll kill.
that's 2 points.
That's orange. Yeah, orange is 2, so that's enough.
Yep.
Cool.
Goodbye, doggy.
Rest in peace.
All right, so we get a badass point.
How do you want to do this?
Oh man, I just incinerate him from the inside. I cook him. I'm still hungry
Which
after that.
organ do you start on?
Liver.
Oh.
Nice.
It's a tasty one.
Love it.
Just cook the dog. That's all.
Microwave him from the inside out.
Yep.
Unfortunately,
Oh,
this
no.
death causes you to have a nervous breakdown. Roll one of these, my friend.
Okay.
But he has no adjacent hero, so.
On a star, Orc is... Oh, you're right, Orc is not adjacent to me. Adjacency is strictly orthogonal.
What would have happened if there had been adjacent?
If it was a lightning bolt, this is a special Ors card. So
Yeah.
it focuses on him.
Oh.
He would have attacked an adjacent hero and done 1 damage.
Yeah.
Nice.
Had Mech been adjacent to me, I would have rolled to try to attack him.
Because you didn't get the kill.
Yeah. I was very upset about it.
You selfish man.
Very, very selfish.
Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and take my activation here. And go 1. Yeah. 1 into there.
2 to open.
2. Doors open already.
Oh, is it? Okay.
3,
Oh, that's right, you've done
4, 5, 6.
Ooh.
I'm invisible. And that's my I can move 7 actually. So I
Can
can
we
do one
all
more.
agree to surround the building and then whisper evil things to the walls?
Could
Now
be.
we got to rearrange this ever so slightly because this
'Cause this
room
is a
is
3 by
a little
4.
more narrow. It is a 3 by 4. Okay, no one at the door, thankfully.
Nice.
Sort of down there. So we've got here, here, and up in the corner.
Do you want to set up the story that's happening here as well?
I'll have to see what's in there first.
Okay, great.
Here, here, and here. On top of the bed, we have a person
Okay.
who is facing this way. And then here we have a person who's looking at the door. And here we have someone who's looking that way.
All right,
Okay.
Scott, what's happening here?
So this is a polyamorous marriage.
Okay.
Where these two are sort of in love with each other now more than this third person. The third person feels left out. And so they're having a bit of a dispute, and this person is saying, well, I bought the bed and I'm not leaving it. And so these people are like, well, then I guess we're just going to have to sleep on this cold floor. And they're just having a sort of a marital dispute.
Nice.
For the record, I have no idea what the sirens are for, but we have had 2 major explosions in Ohio recently,
Yeah.
and about a dozen sirens have gone past. Is there another major explosion? We'll find out later.
Yeah. It's this person called the cops on these people because the house is also in this person's name. So they're like, well, you're trespassing.
You know, actually, one thing I'm thinking,
Yeah.
with the amount of politicians visiting areas close by in Ohio, the train event, and then the other like factory
factory,
explosion,
Yeah.
there is a chance that it's not even an emergency. It's just someone driving by that has so much security, it's annoying.
It's true. It's very true.
It almost feels safer if they just not have any security.
It's possible.
Okay, well, so that's what's going on. I have one more movement in front of me,
Okay.
and I think
We're going to go forward. Do you think you can kill that guy real fast?
I might be able to, but the other 2 are there and are gonna see me immediately.
That's
Yeah,
true.
but they're kind of estranged from him, so
Oh, but when push comes to shove, they're gonna
they'll
stand up.
still
Yeah.
step up.
I am just going to move for now. Well, my last move right up to there, and I'm gonna wait for my friends to kind of come on in here.
Okay.
And
So
that will be it.
we make sure we don't ever go into that room.
That's fine. I'll stay here invisible for the rest of the game. Doors closed. They're not going to see you out of there unless you open it.
That's very true. All right, grab an event.
Badass blessing. Plus 2 badass points. See, okay.
Nice.
You see, this one action has gotten us in one shot more than
More.
any other action we've done.
It's very true.
And you sit here criticizing me.
I've murdered many chickens.
That's not one action though.
It's very true. All right, so now it is time to see what if we get a new patrol. And no patrol.
No patrol.
No
Okay.
patrol. And now it'll be time for those guys to look around and see interesting things. And
I feel
nothing
very
happens.
sorry for
Nothing
this
happens.
village.
So yeah, nothing happens with these fellas because they're not alert. They're not alert because they haven't seen an already alerted enemy. They haven't seen a hero. They haven't seen one of us. And they haven't seen an enemy get killed. So they're just sitting in there. I'm invisible in the middle of the room. Just hanging out. Just having a good time. Who wants to go?
All right, I'll go next. All right, everybody refresh all of your stuff.
You gonna break that door?
I'm 100% breaking that door, and I'm likely going to die.
What's great is you're going to smash the door. They're all going to look at the door, and then
Yep.
I'll be behind a couple of them.
Exactly. So, here's how we're going to do this. So I'm going to use my movement ability, which is going to get me to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then I'm going to charge straight through. So destroy this door. So this becomes a broken door. And I go, hi, who's here to party? 1, 2, and then I'm going to hit this guy.
You do have to charge in a straight line.
That's true.
So you could charge to here and hit this one. Or here and hit this one. But unfortunately you cannot. You just get a straight line on you and you can't turn a corner.
That's less good. All right, so here we go. I was really hopeful that he wouldn't be able to roll his defense die.
Well, you can re-roll it.
I can re-roll it.
There you go.
Hey, there
So
we
you
go.
hit him for 2 damage.
2 damage.
Got him.
Got it?
Yep.
All right, and now he gets to attack me,
And now he reacts with a counterattack.
which is going to kill me.
It's going to do
That is
one
death.
1 damage.
And that's all I needed, 1 death.
That's all you need in Horus.
It was a glorious death. Glorious, glorious.
Do we have a
death.
token for Horus sitting around somewhere?
It's okay, we'll just
We'll
lay
also
him down.
remember that he's
Yep.
right here.
You know the funny thing,
Fine.
as well as this has gone, 2 of our characters have died now,
Mm-hmm.
and our badass
Yep.
level is down by 10 already.
I should have probably eaten that chicken.
I just find it
Would've been a good
interesting that,
idea.
like, I feel like we've been super powerful and having a lot of fun,
Yep.
and yet technically
Not playing very
we're
well.
not winning.
No,
Yeah,
definitely not.
not playing super optimally. Probably
Yeah.
can tighten it up a little bit.
Do I still draw an event even though I die?
I think you do. I think at the end of your activation, you get an event regardless. Because it doesn't always affect you. It's like a thing going on.
So all heroes within line of sight to me lose 1 action for this hero phase.
That is
No one's
no
in line
one,
of
because
sight.
I'm not facing you.
Yep. True.
Oh, wait, am I in line of sight because the door's
So
broken?
yes, because I would have been able to see
You
her.
are, yeah. So essentially, you have your front and your rear, and your front. It's like
Okay.
it's drawn on the line behind your character. This is your front. That's your back.
So let me go. I lose 1 activation.
One activation.
One activation.
But I'm going to spend this to get a second activation.
That's perfectly legal.
I'm going to attack with brutality that peasant right there.
Okay.
So, and I want to add an enraged potion to it. Enraged is going to let me re-roll my dice if I would like. So,
Enraged.
using my bow, I am enraged, and I have brutality. This is going to be good.
You're attacking the one that only has 1 health left. Just letting you know. You really don't need to do all
Can I
that
attack
extra.
another one though?
No.
You could move, but you. Yeah, you could spend 2 more badass points to move and then do it.
There's not another good one to attack. I can attack that other guy, I
That guy's
guess.
at full health.
Okay, so I'll spend a badass point to go here.
It'd be 2 more because you spent 1 already, right?
Yeah,
So it'd be 3 total.
Yeah.
Which you can do.
I
It's
mean, go
fine.
for it. Why not?
All right.
Waste all of our
We're coming up to the end here. We just got to finish this, knock it a patrol.
I'm attacking that guy.
Okay.
Okay.
So you did 3 points of damage.
Yep. 1, 2, 3.
I could re-roll because I'm
So
enraged.
you have
You only need
brutality.
3.
Well, you have brutality.
Yeah,
right?
so
you can-
technically it would be 4 points of damage.
Or yeah, you could do knock
Or
that one up, or you
5.
can knock this one up.
I'd like to re-roll this die.
And what are you using to reroll?
Oh, my enraged.
That's right. That's right.
Same
Still
thing.
yellow.
Okay, 5 points of damage. That's it.
Knock
That's
that up
it.
with brutality.
I
Still-
pinned both his legs to the wall.
Definitely.
Wow. And that killed him immediately.
Yeah.
Wow.
On top
I
of
guess
the bed,
there's some
though.
major arteries.
I had a friend in high school. His dad was in karate.
His legs got pinned to a wall and he died.
No, the karate instructor though was apparently being a dick. And my friend's dad turned around and like because he'd stopped the fight, right? He turned his back to him, and the other guy kept on like beating on him, right? Just being a jerk. My friend's dad turned around, slammed his heel onto the top of the guy's foot, and broke his shin.
Sheesh.
Wow. Broke it from his foot to his shin?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeesh.
So now you've got leather armor, so
Yep.
you have actual defense ability now.
Nice. I
And-
look so good, too.
We got another badass point for killing the guy in one shot. So
And
that was
you
good.
have an event, which is, hey, you're lucky.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens. You can relax.
I will.
It's great to
Relax, buddy.
All right, Evan.
All right, so I could move over and finish that guy off. What's gonna be more useful here?
That is
Murder.
perfect because Mac still has to go.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think about what you could do. Yeah, I might as well finish that guy off. So I will just spend one action to move.
It is going to be tricky to actually attack him because he's surrounded by us, essentially.
Oh,
Well, I guess you.
Can I not
guess-
shoot through?
No, let him step in and over, and then he can hit him.
Sure,
He-
the corpse.
I have to be three
has to be
away.
three
though.
away.
Yeah, in and over, and you're 3 away.
Oh, you can actually get on the bed and you can see over everyone.
Oh, that's true as well. There you go.
True.
Yep.
I go jump on the bed, and I will
There
shoot.
is a guy there still screaming with both his legs pinned to the wall.
It's like a blacklight poster, sort of.
A little bit of Jackson Pollock splatter everywhere, you know.
It's very
Yeah.
artistic.
So I will shoot the weakened
Hey.
peasant.
All right,
Can I just point out, we all fit into the room.
Amazing.
it's great. It's beautiful.
Just barely.
It's very
see,
nice.
see, the polycule could fit in there just fine.
We're helping resolve their relationship struggles.
All right, so this and this, Evan.
Yup.
Oh,
So that's blocked.
Yeah.
It's on death's door, but he blocks magic.
use another. Oh, you only have the one attack though.
Yep, that's all I got.
Couldn't any of you have buffed his die?
Nope.
No, I would have to spend another
Yeah.
badass.
Yeah,
That's what I was saying.
yeah, he could have,
Yeah,
but
it should have been in advance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
So
let it slide
it is
before.
what it
I don't
is.
know if we want to keep letting it slide.
nah, we shouldn't let it slide this time. So now he gets a retaliation.
Yep. Because you're on the bed, he can also see you.
But he can't reach him.
He is ranged.
He has
He's
a range
4
4.
away.
Yeah, it is actually pretty far away, isn't it?
It's 4.
Oh, yeah, he's a range of 4.
Just
You're right.
enough.
So
He's got a
3
range
points
of
of damage to Evan.
Yep.
Yeesh.
Owie.
Okay.
Okay. I guess I can become uninvisible and attack, I suppose. I think I'll just go face this dude head on and stab him up.
Are we
Stabby stab.
all in agreement we're not reviving Wes?
Not fully.
Here you go.
I have the
Oh, you do.
Nice.
Well, that'll do.
Nothing.
1 point.
That is a single point of damage. And I have nothing to re-roll, so that's where we're at. I guess I should have. I forget sometimes that I have these double action ones because it's like I have 2 actions. Sometimes I want to be efficient, but here we are. So one damage to that fella. If I can get a damage token.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my turn, so he's going to react to me. Take a stab back.
You all gotta just kill him in one hit, like I
whoops.
have been.
3 damage. Can we get a pair of those again? I am also just about on death's door here.
All right, and now event card.
Patrol first. Oh, right. Nope. You're event first. It's a trap on a. So roll a green die. On a skull. Suffer 1 automatic damage. On a lightning bolt instead, if I'm agile. Lightning bolt is less common, but I got a starburst, so no damage.
Perfectly fine. All right, patrol.
We don't have a patrol.
Amazing.
They showed up once, we slaughtered them, and now they're just not gonna.
They're like,
they're not
don't
gonna
go in
bother.
that spot anymore.
Okay. I mean, look, I'm fine reviving you.
But we still have to do their activation.
You're right. You're right. I'm skipping ahead here because I want to kill these guys.
I appreciate that.
Okay, so they will activate. They may well flee, but they don't. They are cowardice instead. So cowardice is they are going to move as far away as they can and still be in range of a ranged attack. They're basically going to run away, try to be 4 away from you, and then.
When do we decide if we revive our friend?
It's
After this.
Okay.
It's in the cleanup phase, which
So
is
they
after
can
enemy.
move over him at the moment.
Yeah, they can walk past him. So, this guy's gonna go. Let's see.
Into that
Like
back
over
corner.
here is the furthest. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then they're
gonna
gonna
shoot
throw
it,
it at
tell you.
here.
Yep.
Yep, because they pick the person they're next to and then get away from them and throw.
Range is 4 though.
He can do 4.
He's not from there.
He's 2 to 4.
He's 5 away from me.
So if he's
So then
here,
he'll go as far away as he can and still within
Yeah, so
range.
that'd be
So that's
4.
what cowardice is.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, and then he's going to go ahead and make an attack against you
Try it.
with 2 of these. You have your armor,
Yep.
so you can get your single white defense die here. And he did 1 damage to you.
I'll take 1 damage. First damage ever.
Wow.
Can I retroactively regurgitate that chicken and use it again?
Yeah,
Not
I start
sure
trying
that's how
to
it
have it
works.
back up the
it's
chicken.
fine.
All right, and then the other is going to go probably on the other side and attack
Gonna
you,
attack
right?
me,
Yep.
yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, yep. I have no defense, and I will be killed by this. So I'm going to take a minimum of 2 damage. In fact, I took 4 damage.
Oof.
So everyone has died.
Except
Except you.
This one intro scenario is actually destroying us.
That's very true.
Did you kick your butt?
I find that funny. Because I still feel like I'm being a badass and powerful.
This goes up. Because there are living, alerted enemies.
Okay.
All right, so now we need to move our thing down to...
If we're reviving both of us, I think actually this might be the limit.
All right,
So go ahead. You're the brute.
sounds good. All right, I'm going to stand up, and you're standing up.
No, only one.
No, yeah, we revived you.
Oh, just me?
Yeah.
All right, well,
You're the brute. You're the tough one.
I'm going
Does this
to...
reset from round to round?
From like quest to
Yeah.
quest. That's a good question. I don't think so. Maybe slowly.
Yeah.
I think it might slowly.
I am going...
So you can't afford to have people die every
No,
single
that's
every single round.
a bad problem.
I'm definitely going to attack this one right here, because I wake up and I look up and I'm like, hey, you hurt me, and apparently do absolutely nothing. Wow. So that was my charge ability, and now I'm going to spend a point and I'm going to do the attack action here with brutality. So that was my charge. This is my brutality. Let's try this one more time. Come on, do better. Yeah, red against orange. That goes through. So therefore that gets 2 points of damage, which is enough to kill it.
Nice.
Or actually 4 points of damage, which is enough to kill it. Death. All right. So I get an item. A potion of healing.
Evan, do you want to
Fabulous.
redeem yourself?
And hold
I'll
on,
do my best.
need a thing here. Bazaar on a green. Mandar loses. Oh, Mandar gets to roll this one. Here you go. Roll this green. Let's see what happens. If you roll a starburst, bad things happen.
I'll just not roll one of those.
Actually, good things happen if you did, because you would have gotten a resource. But that's okay. Skull, nothing happens. Actually, you would have lost a random something from your inventory,
Oh.
but you didn't have
Yeah, I
anything to
don't have
lose, so
Yeah, you can't
Alright.
lose your last weapon.
makes sense.
I'm just gonna attack with. Or wait, no, I'm too close. I
Jesse,
gotta
to
run
answer your
away.
question before, yes, you can increase this, but you have to spend badass points to do so at the end of the quest.
Really?
So
So if you're down to 10 and you have 9 badass points,
spend 9
spend
of them
9 to
boost
go
it
up by 9.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
So I have to move to
You
the.
have to.
I really like that.
I have to move to the other corner of the room to get within range.
Or we could just let Jesse do it.
True. Yeah.
You want me to do
wanna
it?
just
Yeah.
shoot him?
Step it over to the side, spending a badass point to go ahead and use my attack plus brutality. Firing my bow, which is going to be a gray and a white.
That'll
For the
get-
white attack die.
There's a defense.
Yep, and they have 1 defense. Hungju.
Well,
Oh, that's the wrong die.
that was the wrong one. Here's your white attack die.
Yep.
Nice.
Okay.
And I get to...
With brutality, you raise it up by 1.
Raise one,
Raise
so
this
that would
by
hit him for 4
1.
damage.
You only
Kill him.
needed 1 damage anyway, so.
This time I do, in fact, hit his heart. And my shot is so accurate, it punctures just 1 artery. So he bleeds out of the armpit, gallons of blood.
Wow.
Doesn't even know he's dying until, like, probably 30 seconds into the
Well,
bleeding.
The arrow probably was a big indicator.
Yeah. Grab an item.
Nice.
A nice shield. Is that how much weight can you hold?
All of it. I got 1 on my body, I got 2 in my hands. I'm good.
And yeah, you can hold
Yeah.
up to 7.
Nice.
So
Perfectly fine.
And your
Final
event.
event.
Nothing happens.
Then the last thing we need to check is
Wait.
Patrol.
Evan still gets to go, and he can run away.
Yeah, so to win, we have to have killed everyone, and we have to exit this edge of the map.
Do we have to grab your body and drag you out the door?
No, you don't.
No? Okay.
No.
Well, then I'll just use my double action movement 9 and get out of there.
Run through this door.
Yep.
Zoop right out.
And on a patrol check, if it comes up blank,
Then
we've won the game.
effectively
Then we've won, yep.
It is blank.
All right, we win.
So this turn to
Amazing.
be spent. You leave, and now I live in this sad house.
I tickled you as I walked by, just letting you know.
I have very little voice to talk about this game at the end of it. And I don't want to put the audience through my gruff talking. But I really like what OrcQuest is doing. I like the abilities. I like the thematic overtones of it. I like the fact that this one intro, little demo scenario, actually is not good for our campaign. Having 3 people die in a single session of ripping other people's body parts off does not set us up for success moving down the line.
For sure.
I cannot wait to start gaining more items. I can't wait to start upgrading certain character special abilities. There is a lot of depth to this as it continues playing, and the core function, the core mechanics here, this is as basic as it gets, and I had a great time playing.
Yeah, I certainly would be interested to see how the quests evolve in terms of their structure.
Yeah.
There are more map boards. These are also double-sided.
Some of them also get massive. I mean, if you look at the dice rolling tray.
Yeah, right. You can get big rooms. I was also surprised. I was surprised at how many skills for each hero.
character.
Yeah.
There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 level 1. Looks like 4 level 2, and then a top tier skill.
In this version
For
of the
each.
game that we have.
Yeah.
Right,
Well,
right.
this is the game,
Okay.
basically, because this is what they're hitting print on.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the expansions they have another whole bunch of characters. I saw.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
There's 3 different
certainly,
expansions.
yeah. So I mean, if this is a style of game that you're into, sort of dungeon crawl
Which I am.
RPG-esque.
This is the right type of game for me. It's the right type of game for you too.
Yeah,
Wes,
I
right?
really enjoyed this. Yeah, this was. You mentioned Zombicide, and yeah, there's some similarities to Zombicide, but I actually like the mechanics that they're using here a little bit more. I love the way that they're filling out a room is really unique and very interesting, and I do find that moving the using these cards as your movement abilities is really interesting, and it's very deep in figuring out what you're trying to do with each movement turn.
I like the dual actions.
Sure.
Making each one of these cards do something a little bit different is very nice.
And this shared pool, while we didn't get too in depth to it, does start to have very consequential moments because it's a conversation as to what do we invest in for long term.
Right.
What do we heal you? Do we bring you back because you're essential to our fight, or
Because I would revive at the end of a quest.
Exactly.
So it's if I die early, can you manage without me?
Is it worth it or not?
Yeah.
And then you have the other conversation of hey, we're almost to the point of upgrading as a party.
Right.
Do you really need to spend that badass point to do the thing that you think's super cool?
Exactly. Yeah, I think that badass point management phase is something that could be really managed very well. And we were just kind of blowing through it, doing stuff as quickly as possible too, and having a good time. But yeah, I think there's a lot of strategy there for that next part that we're not doing.
Have you played games like this before, Evan? What did you think?
Not a lot like this, no. I thought the system was super interesting, and I'd be interested to see long-term how it develops as you gain more items, and that's kind of the aspect of this that's interesting to me, is the collecting all the items and what do you want to keep, what do you want to let go.
For sure.
Yeah, and I have a whole bunch of resources here, and I was really close to being able to upgrade my sword.
Nice.
So yeah,
Nice.
very nice.
Hopefully this gave some of you that are watching at this point some insight into exactly what OrcQuest is doing and gave you some confidence when you're filling out that pledge manager. Wes, do you want to close it off?
Absolutely.
Our very own OrcQuest.
That's right. Well, just remember, whatever the case, whatever you do, remember to do the important thing. Get out and play some OrcQuest. OrcQuest?
OrcQuest?
OrcQuest. OrcQuest Warpath.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Do you think I could land my hat on the lens?
Give it a shot. Let's see what happens. Do it. Jesse would really love that. It's his favorite thing. Do it.
It's a sturdy tripod.
Do it. Do
It's
it.
a sturdy tripod. I buy the best.
Do it.
What do you think?
Do it.
It's your camera.
I'm waiting for you to act.
Have a good one, folks.
Oh, so close.
We'll see you.